Hello, guys. Real quick, let's find out what we're gonna be tonight. uh, I want a halo around me. No, not really. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't even know what that is. I don't want that. No, go back down. No, what's that? That's okay, but I don't love that. So, hmm, I don't love that either. What's that? No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Okay, guys. So, this is John Hollywood, your host of All You Need to Know Radio, and coming to you to talk about some crazy shit that's going on right now with the President of the United States, who seems to have lost his mind. I mean, he's lost his mind. We'll stick with that. I don't really understand what the president thinks that he is going to gain by being an ass, because, right now, if he were smart, he would shut up, because he doesn't have, he still has a high. There's a lot of people that are joining me, and I want to say thank you very much, but I'll say hi to everybody at the end of this broadcast. Remember, Thursday night is radio show night. And we're going to be talking, first of all, by that time, Donald Trump will have been impeached, and he will be the only third sitting president to ever be impeached. Now, whether he will be removed from the House, I don't think so. I don't think the Congress has the balls to actually do it. I don't think the GOP Senate has the balls. They seem to be in Donald Trump's back pocket, which leads me to believe, how much are these people being paid under the table? There's so much corruption going on in the Trump campaign. I would not doubt it if they were being paid off. I mean, especially Mitch McConnell has already been tied to Russia. He's already been tied to Moscow. And the thing is that Donald Trump doesn't seem to be fazed by any of this. It's like he's living in his own little fantasy land, that he doesn't understand that he literally could not be president within 67 votes, is what, by my count. But listen to this. This is from CNN. And Donald Trump took time on White House letterhead to write this.
Just sent a letter to the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi. Let's go straight to our White House correspondent, Caitlin Collins, who has the details. And Caitlin, what is the president saying?
Brooke, this is a really lengthy 6-page scathing letter from the president addressed to the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, essentially denouncing these articles of impeachment against him. It sounds like it is written verbatim by the president himself in his words, where he says he is writing to express his strongest and most powerful protest against these articles of impeachment. He says, quote, "You have cheapened the importance of the very ugly word impeachment." And then he later goes on to say that she is violating her oath of office, calls this an invalid impeachment, and says that she dares to invoke the founding fathers in pursuit of this, yet her spiteful actions display unfettered contempt for America's founding. He says her conduct threatens to destroy that which our founders pledged their very lives to build. He then goes on to reference, Brooke, something we've heard from the speaker several times where she says she actually prays for the president. He says, even worse than offending the founding fathers, you are offending Americans of faith by continually saying, I pray for the president, when you know this statement is not true unless it is meant in a negative sense. He says, quote, it's a terrible thing you are doing, but you will have to live with it, not I. He then goes on to break down both of these articles against him, of course, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. He's defending his call with the Ukrainian leader. And Brooke, we're still reading.
This is our dumbass commander-in-chief actually
response from the president that he's
being himself.
One that we have not seen him do since this inquiry has been going on to this length, where he's sending it in an entire letter. And of course, the question is if this is going to be the president's only response, if he'll address this as he's now meeting with the Guatemalan leader with reporters right now in the Oval Office.
Hi, Matt. Okay, so let's see what we can get.
I'm always in
if we can. I mean, the letter, it just shows desperation. Donald Trump has an ego problem. You know, like he's got a small cock. He's got small little hands. And he just has an ego problem. And if you think whether he's removed from office or not, an impeachment from the House is just like it was with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is the second president that's ever been impeached. He was acquitted by the Senate, but it still is a part of your presidency, and it stays with you forever. And it's going to drive Donald Trump crazy, and Donald Trump is going to do everything that he can to bring the House down with him. Now, the thing that you guys have got to do is that the House has done everything that they can do, okay? They've done everything they can do, and they have presented a very, very strong case, even though the Republicans, and I'm beginning to think that the Republicans are in on the obstruction. I mean, this is the most dishonest, lying, cheating administration I've ever seen. I mean, all politicians lie. They just do. It doesn't make it right. But the thing is Donald Trump lies with every breath. And anybody out there that still supports Donald Trump, you are supporting him. And it makes you a racist. It makes you a homophobic. It makes you a loser, basically. Because why would you want to support someone that doesn't care about you? Donald Trump does not make one move unless it has to do with Donald Trump or it helps him. Robert De Niro said it so incredibly, and it's actually on our Instagram, which, by the way, if you're just joining us, it seems like a lot of people are. I'm John Hollywood, your host of All You Need to Know Radio, heard every Thursday night exclusively live on Blog Talk Radio at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go to all our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, All You Need to Know Radio, and you'll be able to see a link to listen to the show. Also, I'll provide a phone number in the comment section, and I will that was funny. And I will provide you a link to listen to the show also. And then once the show is over, we're heard on Spotify, we're heard on iTunes, we're heard on all, anywhere you can listen to on-demand shows, you can hear us. We're very fortunate in that. So Robert De Niro yesterday was on The View. And I don't know about you, Robert De Niro to me is one of the most incredible actors of our lifetime. And he does not mix words whatsoever about what he thinks of Donald Trump. He says Trump has no idea of what his purpose is in life. As the president, he should be, and that is to pull the country together. Donald Trump has done nothing to do so. To be for your people, to heal wounds, not to open them and pour salt on them each and every day. That's exactly what Robert De Niro said. He went on to say they're a mob. That Donald Trump is like a mob boss, only he's nothing like a mob boss because he's actually not strong enough to be that. He said that his kids, he would disown Donald Trump's kids if they were his own kids because his kids would never act and disrespect things the way that Donald Trump's kids do. But you have to remember, this is how these people were brought up. And, you know, it is what it is. The thing is that how much are we going to let people get away with this? How much do you love this country? If you're happy with the way things are, even if you're getting that extra $5 to $10 a week or a month or whatever you're getting in your paycheck, is it worth your soul? Because Donald Trump to this day has set our country back by 70 years at the least. He set gay rights back. He has set women's rights back. He set races back. I mean, if Donald Trump had his way, black people would have to go to separate bathrooms and black people would have to drink out of separate water fountains. That's how much of a racist Donald Trump is. I mean, have you seen him at his rallies? There's my one African-American friend. And the crowd just laughs about it like they're just a bunch of fucking morons just like him. Wake up, people. This guy does not care about you. How can you say you care about and you love America when you clearly hate Americans and you're trying to divide us? Donald Trump sold his office. He used his office to basically blackmail a brand new president of a country that was being attacked by Donald Trump's boss, Vladimir Putin. And Donald Trump wanted something from him, a quid pro quo, that he would investigate Joe Biden, which Joe Biden is still right now an American citizen, and that is a violation of his office. He cannot do that. He cannot use his office for personal gain. And Lindsey Graham, you're a pussy, you're a wimp, you're a loser. And Mitch McConnell, please go get your neck fixed. It looks like a turtle. It's just, it's so disturbing. It's even hard to watch Mitch McConnell give a press conference because it's actually that bad. But Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham should both be struck from should not be able to be part of the trial from the Senate because they have actively already said that they've already made up their mind, even though they haven't even seen all the evidence. They don't even want to they don't even want to respond to anything that is going on. As far as they don't even want to call the witnesses that the White House is holding back. What are you hiding, Mr. President? What will these witnesses testify? We will find out eventually. And just because you're president does not mean that you will be, exempt from all of this. It very well could mean that just once you're out of office, you're going to get arrested and you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. Because we're not going to forget things like this. You have been the worst thing that has ever happened to this country, hands down. And you said you were going to hire the best people in the world. You have fired more people that were incredible people, that were not only incredible people, they were people that were lifetime people that served our country. You have never served our country one day. And you urged our Border Patrol to break the law and told them you would pardon them. That is just asinine and egotistical, and it's a violation of your office once again. You cannot make a promise to pardon somebody if they'll break the law for you. It's almost like you almost seem like you think you're a king. Let me remind you, Donald Trump, you work for me. You are my president, sadly, and my taxpayer dollars pay your salary. No president really has any power. You guys know that, right? The power is with the Speaker of the House. It's not with the President of the United States. However, when the president of the United States is Donald Trump and he is ignoring subpoenas and actively obstructing justice, see, for me, what I think they should do is I think they should censor him on the call to Ukraine. And then I think they should try him for obstruction of Congress. And I think they should add every count, every person that didn't show up. And that's what I think they should do. And, 71% of Americans in a poll today said Donald Trump did wrong. The question is using your office to get political dirt on an opponent, is that enough for you to believe they should be impeached? It is for me, because that gives the president an advantage that you can't do that and have a fair election. You just fucking can't do it. And Donald Trump doesn't get it. He thinks he's a king. He'd be more of a queen. The guy is just, I wish I could, it gives me no pleasure to sit here and say these things about him. He is one of the most hated men in this world. And he just makes it worse every time. And he just lies and lies and lies. And his followers just follow him and follow him and follow him, which I don't get why you could keep following this guy. He's just a liar. I mean, he's a liar. He's a cheat. He's a con man. He's a fraud. He doesn't pay. Why do you think he doesn't want to see his taxes? Every president, from as far back as I can remember, has always shown us his tax returns. He gave us a bogus medical report. Do you remember that admiral standing up there saying that Donald Trump, at 70-something years old, is in the best shape of someone like in their 30s? How many people believe that? That is a bold-faced lie. Donald Trump doesn't tell the truth about anything. He lies about his height. He lies about his weight. He cheated on his wife while he was fucking this other porn star. His wife's giving birth to Barron. I feel sorry for Barron. Ivanka, Eric, and whatever the other guy's name is. A lot of times, that funny. Some people can't remember his name. Neither can I right now, because he doesn't matter. But I mean, it's sad. Once again, if you're just joining us, I'm John Hollywood, your host of All You Need to Know Radio, heard live on Blog Talk Radio at 8 p.m. every Thursday night. Now, here's some breaking news for you. This Thursday is our final show in 2019, so make sure you join us. We are going to be talking about, they found 17 major mistakes in the FISA warrants. FISA warrants are really, really, really hard to get because basically it's intelligence, and you're wiretapping phones, wiretapping places, wiretapping cars, putting trackers on cars. I mean, you're doing whatever the judge allows you to do for what you request. And they found 17 different huge mistakes. That's unacceptable. We're going to have a statement from James Comey, which he was in charge of the FBI at the time. This all happened during the 2016 election, where, you know that Hillary Clinton, they started out investigating Hillary Clinton. They pretty much cleared Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton started climbing in the polls. So what did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump said, "Help me, Russia. If you're listening, please find the 30,000 emails and you'll be rewarded." For what? Do y'all think he was joking? Because I didn't. I knew what Donald Trump meant. I knew it was code. Like when he says there's people on both sides that are good, that's a code for white supremacy. White nationalist is white supremacy. Call it like it is. At least be a man about it. At least be a man about it. In any case, real quick, let's say hi to a few people. Hi, Iris. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Shaman. Hi, Greg. Hi, Lewis. Is that Ramen? Hi, Ramen. Hi, Roy. It goes so fast, guys. It's hard to see people. It's everybody. Hi, Michelle O. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Mr. Sharman. The thing is that you need to please do me a huge favor. Pick up your phone right now and call. And our social media is going to have the telephone numbers of every senator on the Judiciary Committee that is going to be hearing this trial for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a threat to national security. I kid you not. He talks on phones that are not secure. He tells people that should not know our private and confidential information. He is a threat to our national security. Call your senators, tell them to vote yes, vote Donald Trump out of office. Find him guilty, find that he should be impeached and removed from office. I've got to go because Instagram's out of time. Once again, I'm John Hollywood, your host of All You Need to Know Radio. Make sure you join us for our final show in 2019 this Thursday live on Blog Talk Radio. And then after that, you can hear us on any channel, iTunes, Spotify, FM radio, Anchor Radio, Google Play, anywhere you can hear on demand. And of course, Blog Talk Radio, you can always hear our shows. But until then, keep reaching for the stars because that's where it all begins. Never let anyone tell you how to live your dream or how to start your dream or how to live your life or who you can love. Love yourself first. Good night, everybody, from Dallas, Texas. Mwah. Thank you so much for the support. We are humbled. Good night.